Everyone, welcome to the video lecture on single phase power factor meter. So today we will see about single phase power factor meter. So introduction about single phase power factor meter. It is used for determining the power factor. It is not very accurate and it is not used in practice, but still it is able to measure the power factor when connected to the circuit. Power factor meters like watt meter have current circuit and pressure circuit. Uh, they have a current circuit will carry the current in the circuit whose power factor is to be measured. The pressure circuit is connected across the circuit whose power factor is to be measured, and they are split into two parts, inductive and non-inductive. So as like any other wattmeter, here also we have two circuit, current circuit and pressure circuit, and they are connected, both the circuits are connected across the circuit where the power factor has to be measured. And there are two types of power factor meter, electrodynamometer type and moving iron type. So next we see the single phase electrodynamometer power factor meter. So this is the structure of a single phase electrodynamometer. So we were talking about two parts. So these are the two parts with L and R. So the coil A, the current through the coil A is in phase with the circuit voltage. So this coil will have current in phase with the voltage, and the coil B lags the voltage by an angle of 90 degree. So the angle between the coils is equal to delta. So they don't have any controlling device, and these moving coils are made through silver or golden ligaments which are extremely flexible and gives minimum control effect to the moving system. So in order to simplify the construction, so we have coil B which lags the voltage by 90 degree, and we have coil A which has an angle exactly by 90 degree. That is, the current and voltage are exactly same in phase with each other, and these two coils produces torque, one in coil A and one in coil B, and the coils are so arranged they produce torques opposite in nature, and the pointer will move when the torques takes the value, when the torques takes equal value. The pointer will move when the torques takes the equal value, but the coil is also arranged that they are opposite in nature, and when the two torques become equal, that is where the pointer will move and show. The deflecting torque in coil A is given by TA is equal to KVI M max cos phi sin theta. I'll take this expression as 1. So K is a constant to remove the proportionality constant, and we know it is voltage from the supply, and I is the current, and M max is nothing but the mutual inductance produced between the two coil A and B, and V and I are in phase with each other. V and I will be in phase with each other, but still we put this trigonometric functions cos phi sin theta, and theta is nothing but angular deflection from plane of reference, and M max is maximum value of mutual inductance between the two coils. Now this is deflection torque in coil A, and next coming to coil B, we have another deflection torque. So in coil B, the deflection torque is given by TB is equal to KVI M max cos 90 minus phi sin 90 plus phi. Okay, so cos 90 minus phi and sin 90 plus phi theta is given because in coil B, voltage and current will not be in phase with each other. They have a phase difference delta. Okay, so mostly since it is highly inductive, the phase difference will be, the maximum phase difference will be 90. Okay, so that is why it is given as 90, and the phase difference between V and phase difference between the voltage and current is delta. So in order to refer that, we are putting this minus phi and plus theta here. So in previous case, though there is no phase angle difference between current and voltage, since in other coil we have the difference, we are putting the trigonometric functions on both the equations. So this equation can be written as KVI M max. So cos 90 minus phi is nothing but sin phi, because it is falling under first quadrant. So 90 minus phi, cos 90 minus phi will be sin phi, and sin 90 plus theta will fall in second quadrant, so it will be cos theta, equation 2. So the phasor diagram can be given for single phase power factor meter like this. V is the supply voltage and IB is the current in the coil B. IA is current in coil A. I is the total current, and the phase difference between coil B and coil A is given by maximum, the angle will be maximum, the difference in angle will be 90 degree, and the angle of difference between IA and total current I will be phi. So initially the pointer will show deflection only when both the torques are equal in coil A and coil B. So at equilibrium TA will be equal to TB. So in that case, KVI, equation 1 and 2 will be equal. KVI M max cos phi sin theta will be equal to KVI M max sin phi cos theta. So on solving, the phi will be directly proportional to theta. So what does that expression show? So the power factor is directly proportional to the deflection in the pointer. Therefore, the deflection of the instrument is a measure of phase angle of the circuit. So we can see the deflection shows the power factor value phi. The scale of the instrument can be calibrated directly in terms of power factor. The instrument is designed and calibrated for a particular frequency. So each instrument will work on a particular frequency. So if the meter is working on a different frequency apart from the set frequency, then it will produce harmonics and serious errors will be caused in the choke coil. So this is all about single phase power factor meter. So this particular topic is referred from the textbook A.K. Sahani, a course in electrical and electronic measurements and instrumentation. Hope this lecture is helpful. Thank you.